Tengo la sensación de que olvidan un poco cuál es tu base. Perdóname, pero yo siempre digo que eres un grappler y te pido por favor que no me digas completo y me gustaría preguntarte cuál es tu punto fuerte realmente.
A ver, yo considero que mi punto fuerte es el suelo. Yo considero que en el suelo me puedo desenvolver en cualquier manera, que puedo sacarte una finalización de cualquier posición. Pero sí que es verdad que últimamente he aceptado que no es lo que el público quiere ver tanto, aunque con Islam tal vez sea algo que el público quiera ver, ¿no? Dominarlo de pie, darle sus 3-4 manos en el punto que le tenga que dar y después someterlo ahí en la esquina delante de Khabib, que son tan chulos y arrogantes que la verdad que me encantaría ahí someterlo delante de él. Y si después quiere pasar Khabib, también le piso la cabeza con mucho gusto.
The lightweight division erupted after Ilia Topuria labeled Arman Tsarukyan a coward, igniting immediate controversy across the division. Kicking things off, Ilia Topuria bashed Arman Tsarukyan, saying he's a good fighter who had his chance but chose not to compete. He stressed that all fighters deal with pain and injuries, yet still show up, implying Arman didn't. Topuria mocked the decision as fear-driven rather than physical. He ended with a blunt dismissal that left no doubt about how he felt. Arman is a good fighter. He's had his opportunities, but he refused to compete. He had his chance to fight for the world championship and pulled out of the fight. All fighters deal with back pain, arm pain, leg pain, everything. And still we showed up to compete. For some reason he didn't. And he knows what that internal conversation was. Maybe he had to change his underwear after making that decision.
Arman, bueno, es un buen luchador, ha tenido sus oportunidades en las que se ha negado a competir, ha tenido su oportunidad de pelear por el campeonato del mundo, se ha retirado del combate. Todos los luchadores hemos enfrentado dolores de espalda, dolores de brazo, de pierna, de todo, y aún así nos hemos presentado en el combate. Él por alguna razón no. Y él sabe cuál ha sido esa conversación interna, tal vez se ha tenido que cambiar los calzones después de tomar esa decisión.
Ilia followed up by explaining that Arman fails to understand how much money and effort is being invested to promote him. He said that with one careless headbutt, Arman put all of that at risk, including the possibility of the opponent getting injured and the fight collapsing altogether. Ilia then questioned whether someone who responds that way truly deserves the continued trust and support of the promotion. What he doesn't understand is that people are investing money to promote him, and with a simple headbutt, he's putting all of that at risk. The opponent could get cut, suffer unnecessary damage, and the fight could end up falling apart, right? So when you see someone you're supporting, someone you're investing money in, giving back in that way, would you really keep showing them the same support?
Lo que no entiende es que la gente está invirtiendo dinero para promocionarlo y él con un simple cabezazo está poniendo en riesgo todo ello porque el contrincante puede recibir un corte, un daño innecesario y el combate pudiera llegar a caerse, ¿verdad? Entonces cuando tú ves que tienes una persona enfrente a la que le estás dando cariño, en la que estás invirtiendo el dinero que realmente te está devolviendo las cosas de esa manera, al final tú le seguirías dando cariño.
No.
Bueno, pues...
Moving on, Arman Tsarukyan fired right back, calling out Topuria for talking about stepping away to deal with family matters while still finding time for non-stop interviews. He dismissed the explanation as hollow and accused Topuria of contradicting himself in public. Arman then closed the response with a sharp insult, making it clear he wasn't backing down from the exchange. Arman wrote a tweet saying, "You talking about taking time off from fighting to fix your family issues, but it looks like you have plenty of free time for all these interviews. You're a joke, El Panocha." Moving on, Paddy Pimblett unloaded on Arman, brushing him off as boring and saying there's no real demand to see him fight. He claimed Arman had missed his own chances by pulling out at the last minute, causing trouble at events and costing the UFC money. Paddy finished by saying Arman's attitude and entitlement are the real reasons he's nowhere near a title shot.
Don't really know anyone who wants to see Arman Tsarukyan fight. I listed so many reasons why he hasn't got this title shot in an interview the other week, you know what I mean? Like, pulled out on a day's notice when he said he had a bad back when he never. He just couldn't make weight to ruin the main event. Punched the fan walking out of the cage. Probably cost the UFC a lot more money. Nearly ruined another main event for the first fight in Qatar by headbutting Dan Hooker. Like, just don't be a little spoiled brat and you might end up getting in good graces. It's his own fault, lad. It's his own family's fault for letting him be a spoiled little baby his whole life, lad, because he's got money. You know what I mean? He thinks that he can just like pay his way out of anything.
Next, MMA Joey also entered the conversation, calling Ilia Topuria a disaster for the lightweight division. He pointed to Ilia's constant media appearances, suggesting there's more talking than fighting, and accused him of avoiding a matchup with Arman Tsarukyan. Joey went on to question Ilia's authenticity and recent competition, tying personal criticism into the mix and adding even more fuel to an already volatile situation. MMA tweeted, "Ilia Topuria is a disaster for the lightweight division. Dozens of interviews, yet refuses to fight. Buys IG follower, no personality. Ducking Arman. Only beats old men. Effeminate and cucky, won't fight BC of a divorce." Moving back to Topuria, he also pulled Islam into the conversation, saying the Ilia versus Islam fight is the one everyone wants to see. He claimed Islam hasn't accepted it yet and prefers talking from a distance. Topuria added that facing him in the octagon is nothing like Islam's past opponents. He warned that once he lands, the reality will be very different. Everyone knows it's a fight that everyone wants to see, and for some reason, he hasn't accepted it yet. But he still talks too much. It's very easy to talk from thousands of kilometers away and judge and criticize me. But when you have me in the octagon, you start to realize that I'm not Jack Della Maddalena, I'm not Dan Hooker, I'm not all those guys you faced before. I'm something very different, and when I put my right hand on you, you're going to have a very, very long sleep.
Y todo el mundo sabe que es un combate que quiere verlo todo el mundo y él por alguna razón hasta ahora no lo ha aceptado y después habla demasiado, es muy fácil hablar desde miles de kilómetros y juzgarme y criticarme, pero después cuando me tienes en ese octógono te empiezas a dar cuenta de que yo no soy Jack de la Magdalena, que yo no soy Dan Hooker, que yo no soy todos esos paquetes a los que te has enfrentado anteriormente. Yo soy algo muy diferente y cuando te ponga mi mano derecha encima vas a ver que vas a tener un sueño muy, muy largo.
He escalated it even further, saying he would outclass Islam on the feet, break him down, and finish him on the ground right there in the corner with Khabib watching. Topuria even suggested that if Khabib got involved, he wouldn't hesitate to confront him as well, turning it into a direct challenge to that entire camp. Dominate him on the feet, land 3 or 4 clean shots exactly where I need to, and then submit him right there in the corner in front of Khabib. They're so cocky and arrogant that I'd honestly love to submit him right in front of him. And if Khabib wants to step in afterward, I'd gladly stomp his head too.
Darle sus 3-4 manos en el punto que le tenga que dar y después someterlo ahí en la esquina delante de Khabib, que son tan chulos y arrogantes que la verdad que me encantaría ahí someterlo delante de él. Y si después quiere pasar Khabib, también le piso la cabeza con mucho gusto.
Additionally, Ali Abdelaziz also weighed in on the situation, saying he's confused by how things have played out. He acknowledged that Ilia deserves time and respect to deal with his family matters, and that people were right to give him space. But Ali questioned why Topuria is now calling out Khabib, Islam, and Arman while not actively fighting, suggesting that at some point the free pass runs out. I'm a little bit confused. Everybody giving this guy space and respect to resolve his family problems. And should be. But when he come out talking about Khabib, Islam, Arman, for no reason, and he's not even fighting, I'm not sure if people should give him a pass anymore. It doesn't end there, as MMA Joey followed up with another post, taking a personal shot at Ilia by pointing out the contrast between his public claims and his private situation. He questioned how someone dealing with that turmoil could confidently talk about finishing Islam. Joey framed it as hypocrisy and brushed the whole claim off as ridiculous. MMA Joey tweeted, "This man can't even get his wife and the mother of his child to submit while he publicly trashes her, but thinks he'll submit Islam. What a joke." Talking about Ilia's break from competition, Chael Sonnen said that while the situation may be complicated, the rules don't change. Once illness and injury are off the table, and Ilia doesn't fall into either category, it becomes a case of a champion not defending. And by precedent, Chael explained, that's exactly when a title gets stripped.
When you're not dealing with an illness or an injury, and Ilia is not. No, we don't fully know what he is dealing with, and we've heard the rumors, but I'm just sure you got to set that aside. It absolutely would not matter what he's dealing with if it doesn't go in the bucket of illness or injury. If it doesn't go into one of those two buckets, you would then have a champion that's refusing to defend, no matter how good the excuse. And that is the very reason that you would strip.
He added that it's not the direction he wants things to go, but admitted he can't honestly make a strong case against it. Chael stressed that this isn't a final judgment, saying he wants the conversation to continue, hopes to be proven wrong, and ultimately wants Ilia to remain the undisputed champion, even though by his own logic, the situation points in the other direction.
It's not nice. And it's not the way I hope it goes. I just want to be able to articulate an argument against it. And I can't. I don't have it. So get some conversation going. This is not an open and closed statement from Professor Shale. This is a conversation. This is one I want to have. I want to be wrong. I want my mind changed. I want Ilia to remain the undisputed champion. I do not want Ilia to be stripped. But Ilia said he should be.
Moving on from Ilia Topuria, attention now turns to another key matchup in the lightweight division, with Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje taking center stage. Now, Ilia also chimed in with his views, saying making predictions in fights like that is very difficult, pointing to Paddy's ability to take opponents to the ground, Gaethje's heavy hands, powerful legs, and damaging calf kicks, and adding that Paddy's history of taking punishment makes it an exciting fight for the fans. Making predictions in fights like that is very difficult. Paddy is someone with a lot of skill when it comes to taking opponents to the ground with ease. Justin is known for his heavy hands and powerful legs, and he also does a lot of damage with his calf kicks and right hand. We've seen Paddy take a lot of punishment in his past fights, so it's a very exciting matchup for the fans.
Yo creo si tuviera... A ver, tengo un poco de incertidumbre, la verdad, no te puedo dar una predicción exacta, pero yo creo que puede llegar a ser Paddy Pimblett y me encantaría que fuera, porque también es algo que me gustaría, ¿no? Me gustaría que fuera Paddy Pimblett porque yo creo que va a ser un combate muy emocionante para todo el mundo, pero aunque ganara Justin Gaethje, yo creo que el storytelling después de ese combate, después de esa victoria, aún así sería grande y se pudiera construir una historia aún más grande que con Paddy Pimblett, así que yo siempre acepto la voluntad de Dios, cualquier cosa que pase yo siempre digo que será bueno para mí.
Ilia shared his pick by saying he can't be completely certain, but hinted that Paddy Pimblett is the result he'd prefer. He explained that a Paddy Pimblett win would be exciting for the fans, while also noting that a Justin Gaethje victory would still set up a huge story. Ultimately, Ilia said he's at peace with either outcome, trusting that things will play out in his favor. I think if I'm honest, I have a bit of uncertainty. I can't give an exact prediction, but I think it could end up being Paddy Pimblett, and I'd love that, because it's something I'd personally enjoy. I think it would be a very exciting fight for everyone. But even if Justin Gaethje wins, I believe the storytelling after that fight, after that victory, would still be huge and could build an even bigger story than with Paddy. In the end, I always accept God's will. Whatever happens, I believe it will be good for me.
Yo creo si tuviera... A ver, tengo un poco de incertidumbre, la verdad, no te puedo dar una predicción exacta, pero yo creo que puede llegar a ser Paddy Pimblett y me encantaría que fuera, porque también es algo que me gustaría, ¿no? Me gustaría que fuera Paddy Pimblett porque yo creo que va a ser un combate muy emocionante para todo el mundo, pero aunque ganara Justin Gaethje, yo creo que el storytelling después de ese combate, después de esa victoria, aún así sería grande y se pudiera construir una historia aún más grande que con Paddy Pimblett, así que yo siempre acepto la voluntad de Dios, cualquier cosa que pase yo siempre digo que será bueno para mí.
Moving on to Paddy Pimblett, he's sounding extremely confident heading into this one. Speaking about Justin Gaethje, Paddy showed respect first, calling him an absolute legend of the sport and the lightweight division, but then didn't hold back. He said it would be an honor to share the cage with Gaethje, before adding that he genuinely believes this fight ends Justin's career, saying he thinks he's going to retire him.
He's a special fighter, right?
Yeah, he's unbelievable, absolute legend of the sport, legend of the lightweight division, and it's an honor to get in the cage with him and fight him, but feel bad saying it because I've said it already. I think I'm going to retire him.
He went on to say Justin carries a lethal right hand and knows exactly how to land it flush. According to Paddy, Justin never backs away from chaos, always looking to put on a show and drag opponents into a war. That's what excites him most, saying he's ready to finally experience that kind of fight himself.
He's got an elite right hand, you know what I mean, of the way he plants that on people's chin, but he's just an absolute banger lad. He comes out and wants to have an entertaining fight every single time. He doesn't shy away from a firefight, and he loves a war. And I've never had a war in all my years of fighting, so I'm looking forward to one.
Justin Gaethje spoke from the other side of the aisle, calling this moment everything to him. He said this isn't the beginning of his journey, but likely the last run, and he plans to make it count. For Gaethje, beating Paddy for the interim belt and then facing Ilia, whom he labeled as the most dangerous man in the division, would be the ideal way to close out his career.
I'm very excited for this opportunity. This is I'd be foolish to think that this is the beginning of my career. This is my last chance, and this opportunity to finish my career off the way that I want to is everything that I could ask for. I fight Paddy for the interim championship, win that, and then I get to fight Ilia. And Ilia, right now is the baddest man, in my division, and some consider, across the board. So what an opportunity to finish this career off exactly.
With Ilia Topuria still hanging over the division, the tension hasn't cooled for a second. Justin Gaethje is chasing one last legacy moment, while Paddy Pimblett is chasing a breakthrough. Both men believe this belt changes everything, and now the fans are watching closely, waiting for the division to explode again.